Crest of the Wave, a post-singularity thriller by E.S. Wynne. Chapter 1. I look out over the Earth, and it hits me that it's been about a decade since anyone's seen this view. It's been about a decade since anyone's had the tech, the raw support, and a reason to get out this far. It's only been about a decade, but it feels like it could have been 1,000 years. They say that a technological singularity is like the crest of a wave. It's a beauty to behold, but it never lasts. The one our civilization went through was no different. We had the hubris to think that it was, that it would be, that we could glimpse God through the eyes of a computer and hold on to some part of what we'd seen, or walk away totally sane and unchanged. What we got in the end was only a glimpse, and the chaos that followed in its wake made the biblical flood look like a gentle summer rain in comparison. I turn away from the window, but I'm the only one who does. Of the 4 other people aboard the Orlova, I'm the only one that doesn't find the view enchanting. It's just clouds boiling into the void, clouds in the endless ocean below. I suppose to some it might be pretty. To me, it's a reminder of what's left, or rather, of what we've lost, of what we're leaving behind by coming out here. The 2 members of my team closest to the front of the crew module lean toward the middle and press their helmets together, probably talking privately, not thumbing the comms, keeping it quiet. One of them is the lieutenant in charge of this run. The other is corporate oversight, a suit who has no other purpose except to watch us, to make sure the money spent on this jaunt is worth the expense. I don't know what the shareholders think we're going to find up here, but the fact that I'm on the roster for this flight gives me some idea, makes me nervous. The only reason I ever get pulled into a corporate roster is if someone somewhere thinks there might be something from the crest of the singularity to recover. Few people have the talents that I have when it comes to crest-level tech, or the caution that comes from experience, from getting too close to a glimpse of God too many times. Beautiful, isn't it? The guy next to me asks, and I nod just to make him happy. He's Muscle, a private assigned to back me up in case we run into some remnant of the crest of the singularity that wants to eat us. Whether that remnant will be susceptible to electrothermal light rifles is another matter entirely. I've seen things in the dark that could shrug off the latest weapon tech like it's nothing, and I've seen things that dissolve at the first bolt's kiss. In the end, it's a roll of the dice, and getting out this far is the highest stakes game going in the wake of the crash. The orbital platform we're bound for is the largest facility humanity has ever built outside the bounds of Earth's atmosphere, and it's been dead silent since the day everything fell apart. I can't even begin to imagine what we're going to find there. 10 minutes to contact, our pilot says, clears her throat. Still 0 readings at Tinderea Station. Maybe it's dead, the private next to me says, and I look at him, catch the nervous grin on his face. Maybe it's just a husk. Not dangerous. Dead doesn't mean not dangerous, I remind him. Watch his smile sink a little. Never let your guard down when crest-level tech might be involved. No one can truly understand what is in the mind of God. Don't let her scare you, Barton. The lieutenant glances back in our direction, makes a point to look only at the private. Specialist Enyo has been in a tight spot with singularity tech a few times. The only thing that isn't routine about this operation is where the facility is. I doubt this is going to be any worse or any weirder than a walk through Neo-Atlantida at night. I smile to myself, turn back the stars outside. Lieutenant J-Lo's bravado is irritating, absolutely foolhardy, but I also know there's no arguing with him, no use in scaring everyone so much with stories that they start shooting at every shadow on an orbital platform with only 6 inches of steel between us and hard vacuum. When I look back toward the front of the craft, the corporate oversight suit is looking at me, studying me, and I wonder what he sees in my gray-blue eyes, in the dispassionate way I stare back at him. This your first run, Agent Vesna? I finally ask him, get a blink and a soft smile in return. It's a first for all of us, he says cryptically. No one's been up here since the crash. Yeah, I nod, keep my eyes fixed on him. How about crest-level tech? I ask. How many times have you come face to face with God? I don't believe in God, he grins back. What do you believe in, Agent? I push. Prophet, he says, chuckles at his own joke. I believe in humanity, Specialist Enyo. I believe in our ability to rise up and overcome any threat. I believe in our ability to master every force of physics and to turn a profit in the process. That's why we're here. Lieutenant J-Lo cuts in, turning back to give me a look that says he's tired of hearing my viewpoint on things. Our main job here is to take a look and report back. That's it. If we see something worth grabbing, we grab it, taking all the usual and required quarantine measures. The bulk of the work is going to be done by a proper research team, and only if it's worth a second, much more expensive trip. I actually have a good feeling about this run, Agent Vesna says, his eyes still firmly focused on mine. Maybe we'll even get to see you truly shine, Specialist. Trust me, you don't want to see her shine. Lieutenant J-Lo looks at Vesna, shakes his head. She's here to open doors and point out anything valuable that won't kill us all if we touch it. I've read the reports on past operations where she was on the roster. If you're lucky, you'll never see the full extent of what she can do. I can't help but smile as the lieutenant finishes. Consider his words a mark of respect. Vesna is still smiling wryly as he looks at J-Lo, then turns back to the front of the crew module. In the silence, our pilot speaks up again, voice laced with static. We're on the approach. No answer from local ATC. What kinds of things can you do? Barton asks me, his tone quiet. Instead of answering immediately, I look at the back of Vesna's helmet, know he's listening in on the conversation. Terrible things, Crest-level things, I tell Barton, turn back to meet his eyes evenly. Just be glad we're on the same team. Barton nods quickly, then absently touches his helmet just over the right temple. I recognize the gesture, and even after all this time, part of me still gets a kick out of it. It reminds me that, for all the gifts the Crest of the Singularity imbued me with, I'm the only one here who's mortal, the only one whose physiology is utterly incompatible with a backup node. I'm the only one here who doesn't have a shot at being slapped into a new body if this whole thing goes sideways. Touching the temple is a nervous tick. I've seen a few post-singularity 20-somethings do, and they always do it with the kind of religious fervor that others might use while making the sign of the cross. It's like they're checking the scar in their scalp, where the neural mesh implant was first plugged into their cortex, making sure there's still a chance they might come back, even if they have to come back in a body bag. Just don't get jumpy, J-Lo says. Everyone sticks together, everyone gets out alive. That's always the plan, I offer. Vesna says nothing, only turns to give me a grin, sharp and momentary, like he knows, like he understands in a way the others do not. Always the plan, he says quietly.